Before the Carnegie-Stout Public Library opened its doors in 1902, it had already acquired several pieces of art. While the library is no longer actively collecting art, in an effort to preserve this connection, Carnegie-Stout hosts art shows throughout the year to feature talented artists. My name is Nick Rossman, the Library Director for Carnegie-Stout, and I'd like to invite you to enjoy taking the next few moments to learn about our current installation and featured artists.
Hi, my name is Mary Ann Black, and I'd like to thank the Carnegie-Stout Public Library for inviting me to be one of their artists for the month of April and May. This is an example of one of my pieces. I love all things steampunk. I love things that have function as well as fantasy. I also, as you'll see throughout, I love things that, imaginary things that fly, and that also serve a purpose. All of my pieces have drawers or lift up to hide your treasures in. I love boxes. I don't know why, but I have this imaginary life where I have all sorts of secret love notes and treasures and keepsakes that I can keep in a special box. This is kind of the culmination of my hot air balloon series. I call it Between Earth and Sky because you can envision it in the sea as well as in the air. I'm also a big fan of storytelling, and so in my mind at least, most of my projects tell some kind of a story. This is the Magic of Oz for all of you Oz fans, and it pretty much has all the highlights of the trip through Oz, ending with the hot air balloon to go home. This also has a drawer that opens and a secret drawer underneath for those super secret treasures that you have. Over here, I have a shadow box called Found Objects. I love things of a theme that kind of, in my mind, also go together, and you look at this box and go, oh, I wonder what that came from, or I wonder what this means, or what it is to me. This is one of my favorites. Like I said, I like function as well as art. This is Sherlock Holmes checking out a map, and if you hung it on a wall inside, it's a great place to not lose your keys. I have a set of bookends, which is an homage to Little Women, and all of the March Sisters are on here someplace. These bookends also have little drawers that open up, and while it's in your bookcase, it can also hold objects. This is I'm calling it a Victorian dresser in miniature, and again, it also has little drawers and a secret, see, I love secrets, a secret top that opens. This is one of my favorite pieces. It's called the Curiosity Shop. Again, I go through my shadow box phase where I collect things, and what's most fun for me is to find a piece that by itself meant nothing, and in combination here becomes objects of curiosity. And again, the front looks like an old library, and it also has drawers inside. This was like the start of what if we had a hot air balloon that flew a ship, and it would make a great nightlight. It also opens up on the side. Another bookend there. And this is a small mini album for school pictures that comes with that frame and closes into a box. Again, thank you for letting me share my things with you, and I hope you enjoyed. Thanks.
My name is Julie Faring, and I'm a Dubuque area artist. My paintings tell the story of adventures I've had kayaking the backwaters of the Mississippi and hiking the bluffs and woods in the surrounding areas. Calm waters. I painted this when it was minus 30 degrees in my studio. I'm able to travel to this moment in time and relive it. I remember the hot humidity and glass-like surface with wispy-like clouds floating. Backwaters. I was fascinated with how, even though dark due to the canopy of trees, it was also luminous. In order to recreate that effect, I experimented with pure colored glazes, iridescent medium, and an interesting color called asphaltum. Backwaters 2 depicts an area on the island that flooded. It's the same place as the Backwaters 1, only a different time, day, and angle. Here, in order to achieve that unbearable lightness of being, I experimented with many acrylic grounds and water-based media, employing impressionistic technique, like laying one color next to another rather than blending, layering, or glazing. I call this painting Morning Overlook. It's a view I see so often on my walks and never tire of. I really attempted to illustrate that soft pink reverie of morning sunrise and cool damp ground with backlit trees that blended into the sky. I call this painting Currents. Although all painting is essentially abstraction, an interpretation of shapes and colors and composition, Currents is less literal. This painting comprises flat valley shapes and plains as an invention to portray both movement and a simplification of space. While painting, I was reminded of that moment when you paddle out of a slough and are suddenly struck with a panoramic, endless expanse of water. Cobalt Clouds reiterates. In a kayak, you can feel the coolness of the water on your skin, hear the sounds of waves lapping. Slough is based entirely upon my imagination while utilizing all my skills, techniques, and tricks in my more literal approaches, kind of like jazz, effortlessly. My end goal is to hopefully translate my love of the natural world into an experience through my paintings, not only for the viewer, but also for myself in the process of creating. If someone were to ask me, why do I paint, I would tell you, because it is an experience and an adventure.